Hey guys, TGIF. It's Friday, September 29th, and I'm back out here working on the van. Not a big project that I'm trying to tackle today, but I'm trying to finish that fold down table. And so I'm trying to tackle that, and I want to get a couple of power strips mounted in here. In the past, I've just been using extension cords kind of thrown about, and I'm trying to clean that up a little bit. I have to work at the station tomorrow, and then when I get off Sunday, I'm going to shoot up north and be up there for a few days. And I just want to kind of get things kind of squared away for functionality purposes, and kind of see how things are going to work out. So, table. I want to get this done first. So, show you what I got. All right, so this is the fold-down table. You can see I just went ahead and screwed me on a little 12-inch piece, about an inch and a half board. Cut me a little notch in here so I can. I want to wedge me a stick. I'm going to use a used piece of hockey stick again. Wedge it in that groove and down on the floorboard. Let me show you what I have going there. Just going to show you what the plan is here. So I've got the latch. Just go ahead and unlatch it. And the hockey stick that'll fit in that little groove there. Fit right down on the floorboard. You know, nothing overcomplicated. Just keep it real simple. So I'm not really worried about making, this part level here. Just because it depends how the van's parked. So the only thing I'm going to really try and do is just get it at a 90-degree angle to the cabinet. So I cut that stick a little bit long on purpose. And so let me go ahead and cut, 3/4 of an inch off of this guy and see what that does. Alright, so I went ahead and cut this stick down a little bit. See how she looks. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. It's sloped maybe just a little bit to the outside. Yep, got it. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. It's the only thing that's really important, to make sure when you put your beer on there that it doesn't tip over. So, looks like it's going to work for me. Looks like the only thing to do is just to figure out where to put the table leg, and looks like it's going to fit right inside there. For this particular moment, that's going to work. Just store it right there. Simple. So I can tell you that obviously the game plan on this build is to keep things very, very simple and functional. And my thought process is this, right? This van. If I was to go buy me a complete, fully outfitted Class B, made by Airstream or whoever that is, they're $150,000, $120,000, something like that. And don't get me wrong, if money was no object and I had the deepest pockets, yeah, of course, just go out and buy it, But going this route here, my main concern was having reliable transportation. Okay, that was number one. Number two was keeping it functional. Place to sleep, place to cook, place to store your stuff, and just the basic amenities for what we're going to do as far as some traveling with it. So. Back to what my thought process is just, I can have just as much fun in a $150,000 Class B, going out to California, the Grand Canyon, Alaska, wherever those places may be. I'm going to have just as much fun in this than I would in a $150,000 rig. So, using old plywood, old tables, old hockey sticks, buying cabinets off Craigslist. It's probably not for everybody, but it's definitely going to work for me. So I think we're getting it dialed in to where things are going to be very functional and they're going to work, very easily and do what we need to do. So that's where we're going with this whole thing. So I want it to look nice when it's all said and done. When I get done with the build, obviously, everything's going to get sanded and painted, and the holes get puttied up and filled and make everything match so it looks decent, but as far as just going out and buying everything and throwing a bunch of cash at it, that's not where I'm at. So I did spend money where I thought money was needed, right? The ARB fridges, they're not cheap, but again, keeping it functional. You know, low amp draw works great. I've had it for a long time, and I had the one, but I knew it wasn't big enough, so we bought the second one. You know, spending money on the fridges and the solar panels, when those come into play, you know, that's just where the money has to be spent, you know. But spend it where you need it, you know, cut back where you don't. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be real happy with the project. I think it's going to look good, and like I said, it's going to be real functional, and we're going to have a blast. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so the next thing I think I want to address is these, you know, some power cord management here. You know, I've just used extension cords and just kind of had, you know, stuff just kind of thrown in there like a hodgepodge. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mount me a power strip up in here. So I know I'm going to want power here, and then I'm going to want, you know, a couple of plugs up in the cabinets up towards where the sink's going to go, you know, for you know, maybe a light, or, you know, charging the iPad or something like that. And I'm going to want power on this side, basically because I'm going to want it all the way up towards that cabinet that I bought off of Craigslist. And you know, again, laptops, a light, you know, recharging cell phones, and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, just a matter of how I'm going to get the power on both sides. And you know, I was really gung-ho when I first bought this van about you know, drilling a hole in the side here and putting one of those 30 amp RV, you know, plugs in it. Not that I'm ruling it out, not saying that I'm not doing it yet, but for what I'm doing right now, I don't think I need it. Let me show you what I'm doing, and has been working pretty good this far. So far, as far as just, you know, dragging out an extension cord, you know, there's a lot of padded rubber down there, you know, so basically, you know, I just close that door, stick it in a little rubber gap down there, right, it comes out like so. Cord comes out where I can plug it into wherever I want. You know, this cord just kind of sits in there, and I can shut this door. Shuts no problem, doesn't pinch it excessively. And how I know that, you know, obviously when I take the cord out, if it was really pinching on it hard, you know, there would be some kind of indentations or something. You know, there's a little bit of a fold here where it comes on a 90-degree kind of angle, you know. So, but I've used it quite a few times. Doesn't get hot. Doesn't affect you know, the cord or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing for now. And if I want to fancy it up a little bit and put, you know, a big 30 amp plug on it, you know, I can go ahead and do that at one point. But right now I just don't see the need. So the last day when I was working on the table and on the cabinet where the sink and all that's going to go, you know, I talked about pausing and putting some shelf brackets in there. So I did yesterday order a couple of adjustable brackets on Amazon. So I'm just kind of waiting for those to come in, and I'm going to make those shelves that go in that cabinet that are going to be adjustable. So, you know, if, you know, I find certain containers that fit just right, you know, that won't have wasted space, I can maximize the height and clearance that I have in there for certain little containers, and I think that's going to work good. So, you know, sometimes just slowing it down and taking a break, it'll work out in the long run. So those brackets aren't going to be until, I don't know, probably beginning of the week or something. And when those come in, I'll install those. Cut me some shelves for it that are going to fit snug, so when you're hitting bumps, it's not all rattling around. And they'll be adjustable to, you know, customize them for whatever I need. So I'm glad I held off on that. But I think right now I'm going to run up to Home Depot and see what I can find me for a couple of power strips. And you know, I don't want to get, again, overcomplicated. You know, if I can just have a couple of decent power strips that I plug in, because my power consumption isn't going to be anything crazy. You know, these little refrigerators that don't hardly run anything, you know, charge the computer, you know, laptop, iPad, cell phones, maybe a battery tender to keep the batteries, you know, juiced up. But again, you know, I don't see any major draw that we're going to use. So I think I can get away with the power strips for now. So again, if it don't work, yank them out, use them for something else, and figure out a different way to do it. But I think it's going to work for now. So let me see what I can come up with at the Home Depot, and see if they have something for me. Alright, this is what I ended up picking up at Home Depot, a couple of power strips. So starting to rain a little bit. Let's see if we can get these thrown in there before the rain starts coming down hard. Alright, that's what we got going for now. If you can kind of see that, I got that power strip. You see the light up there? So I screwed the one in there, and I got the cord runs over to here. Where I got both power strips plugged in. You can see the other one, the light up there. It's real dark, you can't see. But I may do something different here. But anyway, I got a power strip on both sides of the bed, and that allowed me to got the fridge just plugged it in, so that's running, and so that'll work for now. That's the quick and easy power setup. It's got a little on and off switch back there, so works all right. Yeah, my power cord is going to play like that. Lay across the back. Kind of run up that little rubber trim piece there. That's it. So it's got the cord coming out the back right there. So that's all we got going. Yeah, we can run the fridge. I'll have an outlet over here by that cabinet where I can plug in a laptop or iPad or a little lamp or whatever we need for power when we're plugging in. Other than that, we'll be running off the solar and the battery bank. So, but for shore power is what we got going. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video for the day. So I got a couple of things done that I wanted to accomplish. Finished up that table with the little leg, and kind of tightened up the power cord situation a little bit. It's just a couple of power strips, nothing fancy, but it does clean it up a little bit. So, all right, we'll see how it works when we shoot up north. As far as the cabinets and the setup, so everything should be good. So, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time on a Big Transit Adventure. Peace.